Hey, what's up? It's Christina, Keto Boss Lady here, coming to you live from our kitchen in Minneapolis, and I want to talk to you guys today about the different ways to do keto. What is the right way? What is the wrong way? And what is your way? And how does that all mix together? So as you're joining me, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me, how long have you been low carb or keto? Or are you just thinking about going low carb or keto? I'd love to hear where you're at. So today I'm going to make something, and I'm going to talk a lot about this and some options, but I'm going to make ramen. So there was a company that messaged us. It's called Immi, I-M-M-I, and they're like, hey, we've got a keto ramen. Do you want to try it? And I'm like, well, that sounds like fun. I haven't had ramen since I was in like college. But yes, so they sent us some to try. I was looking at the ingredients, and I want to talk to you guys about kind of if this is something you would eat. Look, it's just like ramen. If you used to eat ramen, especially when you were in college, give me some hearts. I used to always crack it so that I didn't have to, as a poor flight instructor, I was a pilot back in college, so it kind of is easier to eat up. But I'm going to make this. It's a little noisy opening the package. Kimberly, you've been keto for 1 year. So as you're joining us, tell us, how long have you been keto or low carb? Or are you just thinking, I can't get this open. Are you just thinking about going keto or low carb? Would love to hear. I'm making up some keto-friendly ramen, and it just got me thinking that maybe we should have a conversation about what is keto, what is the way that you eat, what is the right way, is there a wrong way, and just kind of talk about it, because there's a lot of people who are keto police. We are not keto police here. What we do on the Keto Dad is we educate you on what is keto, maybe what some other options are, and then you make the best choice for you. Everyone's keto lifestyle is different. The way that I eat is different than the way Keto Dad eats, and that is fine as long as you are healthy and you're meeting your goals. So 20 months, lost 70 pounds, Beth, that's amazing. You're gonna have Rosa. So you have to get, this is a keto ramen that I'm making, and I want to talk to you about the ingredients and stuff, because it says keto, but I would call it more low carb, keto friendly. But let me set a timer so I don't forget to get it off the stove. On and off for 1.5 years, consistently 8 months, 3 to 4 years. These noodles are awesome. I was wondering if anyone's got this. So it's this brand, IMMI. Found them on Instagram, and I wanted to give it a try. This one is black chicken garlic. They have a spicy beef. They have a shrimp version. I haven't had ramen since I was in college. That was like broke food back in college, but it was always good. I used to even make a salad that had dry ramen noodles in it, and that was really good. How many carbs do you aim for in a day? For me, I shoot for less than 50. I consider myself low carb, keto-ish. For Keto Dad, he aims for less than 20 or so. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about keto, what is the right way, what is the wrong way, and what do you do? So a lot of you are telling me how long you've been keto for, or low carb, or if you're just interested in getting started. 240 to 180, Rosa, that is awesome. So I want to talk about the ingredients here, and you tell me if you think this is something that you would eat or not. So these are our keto ramen noodles. And the ingredients are very similar to stuff that you would find shopping in this grocery store if you saw something that was called keto. It doesn't say keto on the bag, but it's not super high in carbs. So let me tell you what the ingredients are. Well, I'll tell you the macros first. So 14 grams of fat, not bad. 24 carbs, 18 fibers. So that brings it down to 6 net carbs. Yep, that's what they've got on here. 6 net carbs. Which for the entire package is not bad, especially for noodles. So semi-keto for about 1 year, but it's taken you just as long to learn about it. Need to restart, Missy, you got this. Low carb for about 1 month, Kimmy. So you'll find that there's a lot of information out there, and it's hard to tell what is good information and what is bad information. 5 months, 38 pounds, that is awesome. Low carb, 30 pounds since January, Kim. Thank you. You do dirty keto, low carb, almost 1 year straight. Doing keto for almost 2 months now. 15 pounds down. That's awesome. And then 22 grams of protein. So definitely a higher protein option. So there, and we'll have to talk about this another time, but there's something called a keto ratio, and it's the fat to the carbs and protein. So the ratios on here are not super keto, but the carbs are low. So if you were going to add in fat somewhere else, or if you were, like I just got back from the gym, adding in protein is a great way to break my fast. This is a good option. But now I want to talk about, you're so confused, Patricia, and I'm going to give you guys just some tips on how to get started or what to go with if you're just getting started. 6 months, 42 pounds down. If you're losing your hair, Mel Vargas, 3993, protein, protein, protein. Make sure you're getting protein, then you can supplement with collagen as well. So these I got from the actual company, IMMI. I know it's backwards. IMMI is the company. Q, hush, don't bark at things. So the ingredients, I want to talk to you guys about the ingredients. Pumpkin seed protein, keto friendly, that's a good option. That's the #1 ingredient. IMMI is the brand. So Carb Manager app is that's a good option. Wheat gluten is the #2 ingredient. So here some people are going to say, okay, I know that wheat is a trigger for me. I know that gluten is a trigger for me. Maybe you have inflammation with it. Maybe you feel like it's not good for your digestion, your stomach. So some people at this point would say, you know what, even though this has only 6 carbs per bag, I'm not going to choose it because it has wheat gluten. Maybe for someone like me who has kids that aren't full keto, or me, I might say, you know what, if I keep this in the pantry and I have wheat gluten every once in a while, I'm still eating low carb keto macros. It's okay for me. So this is where you're going to start hearing people say it's keto versus it's keto friendly versus it's low carb, because you're looking at a combination of the macros, the ingredients, and the lifestyle you need to lead to meet your goals. Me, I'm in maintenance. I've met my goals, same with Nick, and I work out consistently, lifting weights. So I might eat a few more carbs or a few more things that aren't super strict keto here. A big thing to think about is, where are you at with your goals? Are you moving towards them, or are you stalled? Are you just getting started? And do you need to be in therapeutic levels of ketosis? And what I mean is, do you need to eat keto naturally because you have maybe diabetes that you're trying to reduce your A1C? So it really depends. So buying something like this is just like buying the keto bread from Costco or from Aldi. How many weights are a good place to start? What do you mean by that, Patricia? Tanya, yes, we love our Prove It ketones, and the peppermint mocha is on sale today. You can check out the swipe up, or the tap on our story. It's not swipe up anymore. So what you choose for keto is going to depend on those things. Now, someone who we consider like keto police might be someone who is following a therapeutic levels of keto. They want to get up to like 1 to 2 millimoles of ketones just by eating keto, because they need it for some health reason. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not your health coach. I'm not a nutritionist. You guys, I was a pilot and worked in finance. I just have been eating keto low carb for 6 years, and I'm sharing my opinion on it. So everyone else can have their own opinions, but I want to kind of tell you how it works for a lot of people. So if you need those higher therapeutic levels of ketosis because you're trying to correct maybe unhealthy eating you've had for the last 20, 30, 40 years, then skip something like this. Skip the bread from Costco and Aldi. Skip the processed sweets, like oh my gosh, I had a Nick's, not my husband Nick, not Keto Dad, but like a Nick's ice cream sandwich. I had half of one yesterday. They are so good. But you're going to want to skip those, okay? So Judy, you're very gluten sensitive. That's exactly right. So you choose what works for you, and don't let somebody tell you that this is okay or it's not okay. We've got, these are just about done. I'll have to check and see if they're soft. They look like they're really good. So that's with therapeutic levels of ketosis. That's eating super keto. I have never checked my ketone levels, Rosalie. Keto Dad checks them like once a month when he's fasting, doing the 60-hour fast. But your levels of ketosis matter less than how easily you are able to utilize them and the types of foods you're eating. You met your goal, your A1C levels 5.0. So the sodium in these is high. Now, sodium levels matter more when you come to talk about the type of salts in there. Let me take these off. Let me get a fork. Hang on. When was I supposed to put add soup base to bowl? Okay. So the sodium level, this is a higher sodium food. It is 880 milligrams, which is 38% based on, goodness gracious, my little Shumini is barking at something. Hey, quiet dog. Okay, those are good. And let me get a bowl. So when you start talking to, I would say, more the average person who is doing keto or low carb, their number one goal is to start eating healthier. And so people who are just starting keto, they always say, what do I do to get started? How do I get started on keto? And I say the number one thing I want you to focus on is eating healthy protein and healthy vegetables. Above ground vegetables are the best option, but I'm not going to complain if you're eating carrots, right? Now, that may not get you into therapeutic levels of ketosis, talking like 2 millimoles, 3 millimoles. Why do people say keto is not healthy? Because they're not educated on it. They think that we're eating bacon and butter all day, not steaks and asparagus and broccoli. And ketones readings do vary. So you're right, the more keto adapted you are, the better your body is able to utilize ketones, and the shorter period of time they're going to hang out in your blood, and you will have less in your urine. So urine strips are not a great option. I would recommend not a great option. So if you are just getting started, I really recommend focusing more. There's no way I'm going to eat all this. This is let's see, how many calories is it? The thing is covered. It is 310 calories. That just seems like a lot of food, but maybe I will. I just got back from the gym, and it was a strength day, so I did a lot of weightlifting. I'm just gonna dump most of this in here. So I focus on, now I'm at maintenance where I want to be, so I'm kind of similar to someone who's just getting started on keto. So I'm more focusing on eating healthy protein as much as possible. I'm focused on eating vegetables as much as possible. And I'm focused on keeping those carbs and sugars out. Yes, I need to add this, otherwise it won't taste like anything. It'll just taste like pumpkin seed protein noodles. Whoops, I just dropped that in there, gross. So what you're going to eat, if you're going to choose something like this, you're someone who's more like, okay, you're just getting started and you used to eat ramen and now you're trying to get one step healthier. Now, is this like the perfect macros? No, it comes in a package, right? Something that comes in a package is not going to be perfect. If you want to eat perfect keto, go slice up some cauliflower or get some zoodles and eat it that way. Your doctor recommended the keto diet for you. That is awesome. I'm just going to add a little bit more water in this to mix. I'm just going to dump the rest of it in. I can take it out if I want. So someone who is more focused on just starting to make those healthy lifestyle changes, I would say something like this is probably okay, unless you're someone who knows that you're gluten sensitive, right? So we're talking about foods like this, which is something I would keep in my pantry. For me, Keto Dad, he might be less likely. He really likes to be in deeper levels of ketosis just by eating keto naturally. So he's probably less inclined to eat something like this. Whereas for me, even for my kids, I would rather eat something like this than macaroni and cheese, right? So if your choices are, I'm gonna eat macaroni and cheese out of the box, or I'm gonna eat something like this, I would be choosing something like this. Now, would you stay in ketosis? Okay, it's a higher protein option, but I always tell people, don't worry about the protein. Make sure you're getting enough protein. Most people don't get enough, and then add in those veggies. So it really depends on what your goals are, what you're looking for, and kind of what your lifestyle is that you're going to lead. So my question to you is, would you, yes or no in the comments below, would you eat something like this if it was pretty keto friendly? So I wanted to tell you some of the ingredients in here also. So pumpkin seed protein, the noodles are made out of pumpkin seed protein and wheat gluten. Do I get into ketosis after you eat? There's a couple of ways to get into ketosis. One is eating keto, and that's restricting carbs enough that you can you create your own ketones. Another way is to drink ketones. I always drink ketones. I'm always in ketosis from that. So I don't worry about as much about eating healthy, like super keto macros, but I definitely focus on eating low carb. So yes, a lot of you would eat something like this. Now for me, like, normally my lunch is going to be eggs, it's going to be chicken breast that I shredded and I just make my own little quesadillas on the grill. It's going to be things like that. But what I have, so these are ramen noodles. The brand is, I know it's backwards, IMMI, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook so everyone can see this. IMMI, you can only get them from their website right now. And I'm going to try it for the first time. They do have gluten in them, which some people would say that's not going to be in my lifestyle, but they have 6 net carbs for the whole packet. So probably add some cheese. You would probably eat them, but you never liked ramen. You know, I had it a little bit when I was in college. It was really hot. The flavor is like ramen. The noodles are a little more like grainy, maybe. Kind of like a gluten-free noodle than you would normally have. But it's actually pretty good. So I actually like it. You'd keep it in the pantry for just in case. Absolutely. So last night, my kids both had soccer for the first time. It was a busy night. And I had gotten little mini pizza crusts that were not keto, they were just normal from the grocery store pizza crust for the kids. And then I made you saw it on my story last night, maybe I made a Quest pizza for me to eat. So sometimes tonight, my nieces are coming over and we have dance and all kinds of stuff. You eat them occasionally, that's awesome. I have not checked in I don't know how much they cost. I don't get anything from telling you guys about these. I'm using them as an example. I have no idea. You can check out their website. Could you use the noodles in place of pasta? I normally would use palmini noodles for that, the palm heart noodles. That's kind of what I go for. So, if you can't seem to lose weight, intermittent fasting, absolutely. Pam, you've ordered them. You've definitely tried them. You love ramen. The broth is delicious. Yeah, just in case. So the kids are coming over tonight and I'm making shrimp for them. And then they have, what do I have for the sides? Corn, because my nieces love corn, not keto friendly. And then I have celery for them. If they were having like rice or something, this would actually be a good replacement for that for them. So I could put the shrimp in here. So would I eat this all the time every day? Probably not. But would I keep it in the pantry for when I need something quick on the go? Absolutely. So I got this directly from the company IMMI. I don't think they're in the store right now. Like in grocery stores, but you can check out their Instagram or their website or something. I'm not like marketing them. I'm just using them as an example, and it actually tastes pretty good. So if you did used to like ramen or you want something in the pantry that'll last for a while, it's a good option. So you found the palm heart noodles yesterday. Yes, those are so good, super good. And then you can even add your own like extra protein here if you want, but honestly, I would just maybe put some fats on the side or add some fats later in the day. So you're getting a mini dash grill. Wahoo, that's awesome, Judy. Did you see my sweet chaffle I made the other day with the chocolate sauce on it and the strawberries? It was so good. So healthy stuff is definitely more expensive, and boutique-y type stuff like this is more expensive than going to buy ramen, which is like 50 cents at the store, right? So I would expect for it to be a little bit more. But it is made from pea protein. It does have gluten in it. Now, this is just an example I'm using to talk about the keto lifestyle on where it may fit for you, whether you're eating pure 100% clean keto therapeutic levels of ketosis. I wouldn't recommend something like this. If you're more flexible, low carb, trying to find those good things that are you can replace some of those really bad things like regular pasta, regular ramen, regular macaroni. This is something I would go for. There is wheat in it. The last ingredient is maltodextrin, probably in the spice here, but it's a small amount. So if you are diabetic and you're really worried about your blood sugar and insulin levels, then maybe you would skip it. So that's where you get to make that choice on if this is for you or not. But what I want you to know is make an informed choice. Understand where you are, understand where you want to go, understand what ingredients and macros actually mean. And we go live every single day around noon. And you did the sweet truffle, Christina. Oh, I'm glad you loved it. I need to get that up on our blog and on our YouTube channel so that you guys can access it easier. It's only on Pinterest right now, our sweet truffle recipe. It was so good. I just had to get it up there. I've been meaning to do that. But I want you to be informed on how you can choose your keto lifestyle, what things will maybe make you get closer to your goals or not. So this is the keto ramen. I gotta log off in just a second here. Could you add the noodles to better bone broth? Absolutely, Jamie. Then you would skip out on like the maltodextrin and stuff. I do not use the urine strips for ketones because the more keto adapted you become, the less ketones are in your urine. So they're not super effective. They only show the ketones you aren't absorbing. So I'm gonna log off here. I will put a link to them on our stories, so you can see them. Again, I'm not affiliated with them. They just sent me some, and I really wanted to share it and have the conversation about the keto lifestyle and where it can meet you guys. So have an awesome day. Keep it simple, keep it fun, keep it keto. We'll talk to you later.